Good morning, my friends. Trying to bring you along for just a full day today, day in my life, trying to get my life back in some kind of order. We were in the hospital for 8 days. The boys did a great job of holding down the homestead. They really did. They took great care of the animals. They, just everything. The garden, they did a great job. But it just needs that mama's touch because they just kind of forget a few things. And as I'm looking down, they cook their meals. I don't know if they ever really clean the stove well. All I'm seeing is like grease. So I want to give the stove a real good scrub down and just everything. And there's just stuff everywhere that needs to be put away and needs to find a home. It's stuff we'll be using over the next couple months. So I just need to kind of get organized, figure out what to do with all this produce, give a lot of it away, preserve a lot of it. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out together today. I need to make bread. Doug has a visit with the visiting nurse today. I just want her to be here for moral support. Today is a full ostomy change. I've done it in the hospital. I want to do it myself because the visiting nurse isn't going to last probably the whole time he has it. I don't know. The reversal should be in August or end of August, beginning of September. But I want to do it. I just want her there to guide. So she's coming out today. Doug's still sleeping. He's not sleeping great. And I understand. He's a stomach sleeper. That's how he's most comfortable. And with the 4 incisions, he can't really sleep on his stomach. I think once the incisions heal and that's done, he'll be able to sleep on his stomach with the ostomy bag. I don't know. He may be able to. But right now, he's just tossing and turning a lot and trying to get comfortable. So, he's still sleeping. I need to get moving, so that's why I am up. I have a lot of phone calls to make today. Back to the saga, because, of Adam's car. So the accident was more than a month ago. We were never assigned. They pretty much told us she doesn't have the kind of insurance that's going to give us anything. But we were finally assigned an adjuster. And that is at least one step in the right direction, because even if we get nothing for the car and we will be out all this money, at least the adjuster can tell us that officially and we can have the car towed, because it is still sitting out front. Yes, it is in the police system as waiting on something, but they're going to lose their patience eventually because it's an eyesore. It's also up on the curb, which is illegal. But I feel like we're moving a little bit. Now, I tried to call her yesterday, could not get a hold of her. So this could be a whole nother thing, but I'm going to call again today. I might call 3 times today if I have to, but I just need this car gone. So working on that. I'm trying to think what else I have to do. Just a couple other phone calls to make. We actually have at 1 o'clock a Zoom court date for the girl, the drunk driver that hit Adam's car. She's supposed to be in court at 1 o'clock and it's via Zoom. We're allowed to show up because we are victims, so we'll probably do that. The nurse is supposed to come out between 12 and 12:30, so I'm hoping she's gone by the time all this happens. I don't know. When it rains, it pours. We'll see. Right now, I need to get some coffee and tea going. I'm not going to let Doug sleep too long because he's got to take his morning medicines, and I don't want them to go too late into the morning because then it'll interfere with the rest of them. It's been an adjustment. Before all this started, Doug took 1 medication a day. He took Synthroid for his thyroid because the first cancer, the radiation from that destroyed his thyroid completely. So he took 1 medication. 1. Now, look at this. You're not going to believe this. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab it. Look at that. Morning. Yeah, look at that. That is his medication now. From 1 to that. Now, a lot of it is temporary, like the Lovenox injection that I have to give him in his stomach. That's only 23 days. That is post-surgical. That is very common. That's every 23 days. That's for the next 23 days. His Flexeril muscle relaxant is only for the next 5 days. So some of it is definitely going to go away. A lot of this is supplements that he takes for his neuropathy after the chemo. So they're not actually prescription medicines, but it's still something he has to take and something we have to manage. So we're doing okay with it, honestly. We really are right now. We just got to come up with a good plan. So it's going to be a busy day. I'm going to bring you along for as much of it as I can. Like I said, I'm hoping to make bread. I think I may want to make bagels. When I make bagels for us, I always do sesame and poppy. Well, Doug can't have seeds right now. He probably won't be able to have, let the sunshine in. He probably won't be able to have seeds for a while. So, even after the reversal, for a while after that. So I want to make a batch of plain bagels for him. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. We got to deal with all this. And all that. And I also want to, let me turn you around and show you. My plant stand is way, way, way too crowded. So I need to deal with that. I even have some up here. I think this one, I cannot keep these things alive. I cannot keep succulents alive. And I know they're supposed to be the easiest things to keep alive. I can't. I do need to mist this today. I think I'm going to take this and put this out in the living room somewhere. This, I think I just might be done with. I have had this plant for like 20 some years, and it's getting to the point now where it's just leggy. I cut it, I try to reroot it, it works, but then it gets leggy. I don't know, we'll see. But this is just too crowded. There's too many plants here. This one needs to be repotted. Groot is ridiculous. I don't even like this. I think it's ugly as sin, but it's Adam's, and he's had it for 5 years. It just looks like a big ball of parsley. It's some kind of bonsai. We keep tying it up, and I don't know. It's ugly. I hate it, but I'm not going to tell him that. I got to find something. But yeah, so this needs to be kind of cleaned off today. Maybe I'll scatter some plants through the house, and we'll see. So, I don't know. Come along with me for the day. Let's see what trouble we can get into. And I have a chicken who I think may be egg-bound. She's the same one that we had trouble with when we were in the hospital, and the boys and my friend Lee took care of it, and she ended up laying a soft shell egg. So I thought, okay, she was definitely egg bound. She's fine now. She's back to that penguin stance and just kind of like, so I soaked her in Epsom salt yesterday and separated her, but I'm going to try to do it again today. I gave her a little extra calcium in the form of crushed up Tums, but she really didn't need too much of it. So I don't know. That's something else I'm going to deal with today. That'll probably get dealt with after the nurse leaves. So I don't want to be having a chicken sitting in my house while the nurse is here. Yeah. And I got to figure out what I'm making for dinner tonight. We had no menu plan for this week, so I'll have to see what Doug's in the mood for and figure out what I'm making for dinner tonight. But anyway, that is that for now, and I'm going to go get some coffee and tea going so I can get my house cleaned. My goal is to have the whole house clean in 2 hours. Okay, I had to feed Doug, so I figured I would eat my breakfast now too, because I still have to get moving here and get everything done. I am just having an omelet, 2 eggs, with some garden fresh cherry tomatoes in there, or grape tomatoes, and some cheddar cheese, and I have a tiny little, tiny, as you can see, English muffin. Doug's having the same thing, but with his tomatoes. I peeled his grape tomatoes and took out all the seeds and cooked them. So, because that's what we have to do for veggies for him right now. So, he's enjoying that. He's having sausage with his and wheat toast. So we're gonna eat this and I'm gonna get right back to what I need to do. Okay, visiting nurse just left. Was very successful. She just stood by me while I did everything. It was good. They'll be back on Monday. And now she left.
Yeah.
We are in Zoom court for Adams, for the lady that hit him, but I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I really don't know how to do this. So hopefully we will figure it out. Apparently we went into a breakout room and now the defendant was there and now she's gone. So I don't know if we're doing this right, but we'll see. I'll let you know how it goes. Well, I just sat here chatting with you while I cut up a watermelon. And I didn't have the camera on. I was just telling you that did I tell you that Doug's cardiologist appointment went well yesterday? It did, it went well. So that was good. He's very happy with everything. And then we had our home care nurse, skilled nursing, come out today. I did everything. She was there for moral support. So that was good. I'm definitely getting more comfortable. I just like that, yes, you're doing it right. It's my husband. I don't want to screw things up. And, it's kind of an important thing. I'll tell you, it's very fascinating. Very fascinating. But anyway, and then we had our Zoom court. Oh my goodness. Like, I didn't have to say anything or do anything. It was quite interesting, let me tell you. There were some characters in there, but she did show up, the girl that hit Adam. And I'm sorry, I just found out that my neighbor and her family all have COVID. So I am making a quick meal up to take over to them. So I'm just making some fresh dinner rolls right now. I want to get this rising so I can send some fresh dinner rolls. I'm going to make a big pot of chicken noodle soup for her. I have so much chicken broth canned, so I will just heat that up, put some carrots in it and cook those, some carrots and celery, and shred up some chicken and make some dinner rolls for them. So they'll have a nice meal. She told me not to do it because, but I'm doing it anyway. It's easy and it's quick and there's nothing else I can do for her. So that's what I'm gonna do. But anyway, that's what I'm like running around starting the rolls. So we got to see like a couple people's court appearances. Oh my goodness, they were a little bit interesting. I do live a little bit of a shelter life. I do. I'm going to admit that. And then it was our turn with our lady that, hit us or hit Adam's car. And she asked for a public defender. So she would not plead guilty. So she asked for a public defender. So now we get to go in person on July 25th. And the judge asked me if I would be available that day to come as a witness or as a victim. I said yes. I said the only thing that would stop me is, I said my husband has cancer. We have a lot of doctor's appointments. That would be the only thing that would stop me. But I plan on being there. And he's like, good, I'm glad, because drunk driving is very serious. He goes, we don't take it lightly. So, and she heard him say that. So, yeah. So we'll see what happens. It's like getting blood from a stone. I just want to make sure she doesn't get a slap on the wrist. I want to make sure that she has to pay at least her court fees and her tickets. And I'm really hoping that she gets her license revoked. Not that it matters. She'll probably drive anyway. But I don't know. I just feel better going and I'm not trying to be vindictive or anything. Please know I'm not. And I just get so sad seeing people do the right things all the time, and then these people who don't do the right things get away with it. So anyway, that's what's going on. I'm going to make some dinner rolls. Maybe I'll bring you along because they're quick. I've made them before, but we'll do it again. These are my quick dinner rolls, and they're actually, you can use them pretty much for anything you want. You can divide the dough into 12 pieces for a nice sandwich or hamburger bun. You can divide the dough into 18 pieces for hearty dinner rolls, or 24 pieces for petite dinner rolls. So I think I'm going to do 24. We'll see. Maybe I'll do 16. right in between. I don't know, we'll see. But let me get set up and we'll make these rolls. Okay, the first step is I have a cup of milk, a half a cup of water, and a tablespoon of butter in here, and I heated it up until it was 110-ish degrees. So now we're gonna add in a tablespoon of honey and a tablespoon of active dry yeast, and we're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes until it's bubbly. Let me go get those ingredients that we need. Okay, we're doing a tablespoon of yeast, and we're doing a tablespoon of honey. Hello, come on. This is the honey from my neighbor. We buy our honey very locally. He just lives a couple streets over. Doug is still really hoping that next spring he'll be able to start hives. Okay, we're getting there. I should have prepped this before, sorry. Oh my goodness. It's almost there. Close enough, right? Okay, good enough. Good enough. So for dinner tonight, I am just throwing some sausages on the grill. And then I think I'm gonna make French fries. Super easy and quick. Adam, I don't know if he's coming home for dinner or not. I think I told you he's dog sitting until Saturday. So I'm not sure if he's gonna come home and eat dinner and go back or what he's doing. Okay, we're gonna stir that up. We're just gonna put that aside until it starts getting nice and foamy, just to prove that the yeast is nice and active. And in the meantime, we're gonna get our flour going. We're gonna do 3.5 cups of flour. Of course, I probably don't have 3.5 cups of flour in here. I'm gonna have to go downstairs and refill. I need to change this recipe over to grams. I like so much more baking with weights than measures. So much easier, so much more accurate. Oh, we might make it. Well, yeah, I think we'll make it. And then there's still some in here in case we need it. There we go, 3.5 cups, give or take. And then we're gonna need a teaspoon of salt. We are going to just mix the salt and the flour together real quick. Then we're going to set everything aside. This is already starting to proof, you can see that, but I'm going to just let it go about 5 minutes. And then we're going to get that going. And in the meantime, I'm going to start on the soup. Okay, to get our soup going, I have 3 jars of home canned broth that I am going to dump in. To my pot. And I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to peel and dice up a couple carrots and some celery and get that in here. Let the celery and carrots cook, let the broth heat up. I'm going to cook some noodles. I'm going to use the ditalini noodles. We like those in our soup. We like the nice little noodles. So we're gonna do those, and then I think that's what I'm gonna use, I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not gonna use them, they're expired. It's probably fine, but I'm not gonna use them. I'll use some egg noodles instead. And
Boom, done. Oh, and I'm gonna shred some chicken in there. So quick and easy. Love having the stock on the shelf so I can bless somebody with a meal pretty quickly. Okay, not the best angles here. Let's see if we can change that. Okay, so I'm just gonna add, you can see how bubbly that is. I'm just gonna add that in. I want to get all that goodness out of the measuring cup. And we are going to let this mix for about 4 to 5 minutes. And then we're going to evaluate. We might have to add some more flour to it. I believe in the past I always have. And then we're going to up the speed and we're going to let it knead for 5 minutes. Okay, I can definitely tell it needs more flour, so I'm going to add in a little bit more, about a 1/4 cup, and see what that looks like. Okay, that looks much better, so I cranked up the mixer, and we're going to let it knead on speed 3 for about 5-6 minutes. Okay, dough is done kneading. It looks good, feels good. So I am just going to get this into an oiled bowl. Oops, there was a little bit of water on the bottom. It'll be fine. That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to put this in the bowl and we are going to let it rise until it's doubled, probably 20-30 minutes or so in a warm place. Not hard to do it in a warm place here in Jersey this week. Then we'll be back and shape them, let them rise again, and then bake them. Okay, I did not have any fresh celery. I did have fresh carrots, so I put carrots in, but I did have a bag of frozen celery in the freezer, so I just tossed that in. So that will be good. Making some noodles here. Not my favorite kind to put in soup. I don't like to do egg noodles. I like to do small pasta, like a ditalini or an orzo, but this is what I have, so this is what we're using. So I'm going to test the noodle, see if they're done, and keep moving on. Okay, dough is out. Looks beautiful. I'm going to just punch it down. And then I'm going to weigh out the dough ball. And I'm going to divide it into 15 is my plan. $979 grams. Okay, so about 62 grams each. Close, no guitar, close enough. And then I'm just gonna pull it, make a tight little ball, put it on the counter with a little bit of flour. Just roll it. And there we go. I'm going to put them 3 across and 5 down in my pan. We're going to let them rise. It only took about 15 minutes for them to rise. So we're going to let them rise again for 15 minutes or so. You'll see. You'll be able to tell. And then we are going to bake them. So I'm going to go get these ready. So we can get this dinner delivered to our friends, neighbors, you know. Okay, here are the rolls after their second rise. They are absolutely stunning. And now I'm just going to brush them with an egg wash. I don't know why it's not focusing. And we're going to put them in the oven at 400 for 15 minutes. And here is our soup. All ready to go. So in 15 minutes, I will be delivering dinner. Midst of all our chaos, now we have Miss Laura soaking. I don't think her butt's down. We got to get her butt down a little bit more. In some Epsom salt. That is supposed to help if she is egg bound. So we will see. I'm gonna also make her some eggs and see if she'll eat those and see what happens. Okay, forgot to show you the beautiful pan of rolls that came out of the oven because I was trying to get it all together and get it over to Lee and family. But we did keep 3 for us, so they are absolutely beautiful, beautiful. Look at that crumb. Fantastic. I will link the recipe below. It's the one I use all the time when I need a quick dinner roll. So there you have it. I've got my French fries in the air fryer and my sausages ready to go in the pan. Easy dinner tonight. Here is dinner tonight. We've got the apple gouda sausage, some French fries. I kept a couple of the rolls. I kept 3 of them, one for each of us, from the ones I made Lee. And we have corn on the cob. Doug cannot have corn on the cob, so he is having some applesauce. And that's dinner. I never got to close my vlog out, but the rest of the night was just spent cleaning up dinner and watching the Phillies game. So nothing much to film anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my weekend vlog.